Shanti. A very good afternoon. Welcome once again to this third English public talk, hoping to reach out to more of you. This is our first time on YouTube, and it's really a pleasure for me to serve you all. Many of you here already know me. I'm going to be your MC for this evening. My name is Dimple, a teacher by profession and a Raja Yoga student of meditation since December 2015. So before I will start our topic for today, I'd like to make two general announcements. First thing, questions. We are going to have a Q&A session at the end of our talk. So please type in your questions in our live chat below so that we can receive your questions early. And also, if you look below in the live chat, we will put for you a URL link with which, when you click on that, you can register for our free online easy meditation course. Now, this course is suitable for all, even if you are a regular meditator or a beginner or even youngsters. So, to introduce our topic today, what's our topic? Self-recharge. Do you often feel drained or low in energy? I often feel that and sometimes wonder what can we do. Often we need something or someone to boost our energy. Are we taking the right energy boosters? Or is the source correct? Is it from the right source? So, we never forget to charge our battery, our phone in the night. And, we always, uh, we have trouble when we run it on low battery the following day. So like that, can we actually charge ourselves? So our speaker, who is going to be introducing to us the topic of self-recharging. Now, he's a very vibrant person. Whenever I see him, he's always so radiant, always smiling. And it's so surprising because at such a young age, he holds multiple professional titles. He's a doctorate in engineering in robotics and intelligent systems. He's a professor in University Malaysia Sabah and also a professional practicing engineer, Professor Dr. Murlidharan Mariyappan. But he tells me, just introduce me as Brother Murli from KK. Very humble, young doctor, professor, and engineer. I got a one-page biodata of him, and if I were to actually read the biodata, I think we can finish the talk right here itself. So, not taking any more time further, and self-recharging, the best thing that I like about this speaker is not only professionalism, but also in Raja Yoga meditation. You, with the help of Brahma Kumaris, he's been practicing Raja Yoga meditation for the past 24 years. So you may think how young or how old, or I will say young, he is. So eternal youth, that's his secret. And we know that it is possible with recharging. So self-recharging, let's learn from him. And without further delay, I would like to hand over to him. But before that, a gentle reminder, please leave your questions for Q&A at the end of the talk. Doctor, all yours.
Greeting of peace and good evening to everybody. So today's topic is a very interesting topic. So we're going to talk about self-recharging. You know, when you see this topic, you can split it into two. One is self, one is recharging. So unless I know what is the self, then I can recharge the self. But to recharge also, I need to know what is the proper method to recharge, how to recharge. So I'm going to bring you along a journey to get to know all these aspects, Okay? So I will use little bit of slides to share with you what are the things that I want to ask. Okay, so first we need to trigger our mind first with the 3 things that I want to share with you. So I will share with you the first slide. Okay, all right. So when we are charging ourselves, it is like energy, you know. So the first questions we should ask ourselves is that who is the self? You know, we tend to identify ourselves with many labels that we got along the way after we took this birth, you know, and then also the process of trying to identify ourselves. And many of us have embarked on a journey of self-realization. So this is also another aspect that we want to look into it. And then also the question comes, why do we need to recharge the self? Why? Is it necessary for us to recharge? No? And you see the word recharge. There's something called re and something called charge. That means you are doing it again and again. It's not a one-time charging. And then the third one is that how are we going to do it? Okay? So these 2 aspects, please pay attention, self and recharge. So now let's look at ourselves, no? So who are we? Who are we? Okay, if you can look at this, you see we are actually a living being in this body. We are not this physical body. This understanding is very important for every one of us. We should actually really accept this concept and also to experience this concept. Okay, because I am the one who is in this physical body and I am the one who is thinking. See, I have a mind, I think, and then I'm the one who's deciding a lot of things through my intellect, and I'm the one who's keeping a lot of information, memory, you know, which I call resolves. Okay, so I am actually a living being in this physical body. You see, that is why when a person leaves the body, in English, they used to say that he left the body. So he left the body means the body is different, he is different. So when I talk about myself, the self is actually, we are talking about this energy, this living being, this conscious living being is the self. This being is the one that is thinking, okay? And this being is the one who's deciding. The being is the one that is remembering or keeping record of the events that takes place in my life. Now, why to know this being is very important? Because in our life, you see, every thought I create is an energy. So when you are charging a handphone or whatever, when you call charging, you are actually putting energy into the battery. Same thing, this living being in this body is an energy. And that is why this energy need to be recharged. Now, how do we deplete energy? We deplete energy by we are creating thoughts. So if I create pure thoughts, positive thoughts, necessary thoughts, now these thoughts also uses energy, but it will really energize me. Okay? But if I have a lot of negative thoughts, waste thoughts, so if I tend to worry too much, if I tend to have anger, ego, greed, and all this, we call it the vices, negative qualities. Now, all these qualities will make me to think in a very negative way. Now, the moment I create a negative thought, I will become very tired. Just give you one simple example. If we get angry, after you get angry, even for a short period of time, we will be very tired. We will be feeling that we are very discharged. No? But when you are happy, you will be always be charged. A happy person can go on doing work the whole day. He will never feel tired. But an angry person or a sorrowful person will always feel tired and they always want to go and take a rest or take a break or isolate themselves from everybody. So this is actually a very practical, and we can see it with our eyes and we have experienced it in our life. How this thought actually can make us discharge. Okay? So these are the things that we really, really see. And another thing that I would like to share with you is that, the three aspects of the self, where it's when we generally talk about it, we say that physical, mental, and emotional. Physical, mental, and emotional. So in this next slide, I want to show you that these three components are the main components that is actually going to influence our feeling and also thinking, our emotions, our vibrations. Everything is going to go and handle with that. Next slide. You can see here. So the first thing is I am the energy. Okay. Now it has an influence in my physical thinking. Okay, physical. So physical means the energy that goes to my physical body. Okay, and it goes through the sense organs. The second one is emotion. Emotion is my feelings. The third one is mental. Mental is the way I decide. Now these three aspects are actually the one that is actually going to have a very great influence in my life. As you can see in the next one, I have put there how this each one actually has a very direct impact on our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions. So the next slide will show you that. So next slide. See, as you can see here. Now, what actually causes us sorrow? What actually drains our energy? Physically, mentally, and emotionally. What actually drains our energy? Now, there are three main things that you can see from this. The first one is pain. When we have pain, what actually happens? Physically, we have pain from the body or we got some injury. Now, this gives us a lot of discomfort and actually it drains our energy. And mentally also, we tend to, when we worry and when we are confused. Now, this is a pain, mental pain that we go through, no? The third one is that emotional pain. When I get hurt or when I'm sad, no? So these are the things that actually will give me a lot of sorrow. And this actually is going to make my energy drain. So now, the second one, after first is pain, no? I use this word PDF, we have a PDF file. So the first is pain. The second one is desire. No, the desire. When we have desires, first is physical desires, anything related to this body or material, Now these desires, if it's not fulfilled, then it will give me sorrow. See, it will give me sorrow. Now when it gives me sorrow, now it drains my energy. Okay, so first is physical, mental sorrow. What desire I have in my mind? I want name, fame, position. Okay, so if I don't get this name, fame, position, I cannot maintain it throughout my journey of my life due to certain situation or circumstances, then I will experience sorrow. And the third one is in my emotional, physical, mental, and emotional. Emotional means emotional desire. I want respect. I want somebody to respect me. I want somebody to be obedient to me. I want somebody to follow whatever I say. Now, when this happens, what actually we are going through? We are going through sorrow if it is not fulfilled. Okay? So my pain can be in physical, mental, and emotional. My desires can be in physical, mental, and emotional. And the third one is that fear. I have fear. What physical fear do we have? The greatest fear that all human beings have, or all animals or all living creature has, is death. We have fear of death. Or we have fear physically that we will be diseased or crippled or deformed. So these are the things that will create so much of fear in us physically. Now, what mental fears that we have? See, we tend to worry because in our life, we may go through a complex situations that is without any solution. Now, when there is no solution, we have fear. We fear that there is no solution. See, we try to tend to create thoughts. We tend to worry. You know, there are three things that we always worry about. No, number one is we worry about the past. We worry about the past, but we know, everybody knows, we cannot change the past. So what's the point of worrying? And we worry about future. We all know that we don't know the future. Even if you start to worry about the future will be the future. It will never change because you worry. No, it's going to make it worse. No, instead of learning from the past so that we don't make the same mistake again, and also instead of preparing for the future, if I tend to worry, then I am going to give myself sorrow. I'm going to deplete my energy, emotionally. I'm going to deplete my energy mentally. So I have physical fear, I got mental fear, and then I got emotional fear. What is my emotional fear? No, I am losing someone that I am very dependent on. Okay, I'm very dependent on somebody. I have so much attachment on a person or an object, which I have so much of fear of losing. Now, this pain, desire, and fear is actually such a negative way of thinking that will actually drains my energy. So in our daily life, if I go through my whole daily routine, I go through my daily routine, then what happens is that these three things actually is what drains my energy. You can check, do you have pain? Do you have any desire, unfulfilled desire or do you have fear that's not going to be fulfilled or what? Physically, mentally, and emotionally. Because everything that we are going through and experiencing, everything starts from our thoughts. Now, since we are an energy, a living being in this body, then every thought we are creating is also an energy. Now, this energy is being depleted. Okay? So, I want to share with you one equation. Okay? One equation. Now, this equation is very important equation in our life. This equation will tell us why. Why we need to recharge. Okay, we have energy. See, we have an energy. We eat, we get physical energy. With this physical energy, I can do physical activities. Okay? Then I have the spiritual energy. My energy of the self. Now, this is the energy that is actually used for thinking, deciding, okay, handling situations, okay. And this energy, when it's recharged, it is actually allowing the original quality of the self to emerge, okay. Now, these are some secrets that I want to share with you. You see, when a person is peaceful, he can be peaceful the whole day. But when a person is angry, he cannot be angry the whole day. Why? Because anger is not our original quality. Peace is our original quality. Love is our original quality. Purity is our original quality. Power is our original quality. Willpower is our original quality. Love is our original quality. Anger, ego, greed, possessiveness, jealousy, all these things are not original qualities. Why? Because you cannot maintain it for a long period of time. And also, if you embark or if you try to use it to solve your daily problem, imagine somebody is making a mistake and you get angry and scold them so that they will be okay. Now, what energy are you releasing? You are releasing a very negative energy. Now, because I'm releasing a very negative energy, I will be drained. But if I am loving to somebody, I am actually releasing a very positive energy. Okay? I'm releasing a very positive energy and I will not feel drained. A little bit of empowerment is there. So I need to understand this deep secret where the original quality of the self is love, peace, happiness, purity, power, willpower. Now all these things are original qualities. So when I recharge, now these qualities will be surfacing out. And I will experience more and more of these qualities. Okay? Then I will not be dependent on my negative or the vices, anger, ego, greed, to solve my daily problems. You see, if I don't have a lot of peace in my mind, because the mind actually is originally a peaceful, entity, originally. But when I am not peaceful, so what happens? I will be angry. So if situation, circumstances is happening around me, which is not favorable, I will use anger instead of peace to solve the problem. Now the problem may be solved, but I will be discharged. After that, I will be sad, I'll be upset, I'll be drained, So these are the feelings that I will go through when I use this negative, or we call it the vices, the 5 vices that we have, the negative qualities, because our energy is very low. So now let's see this equation. Now this equation is very simple. Number 1, you have your life pressure in your life. Now we cannot escape from these life challenges or pressure because we have been living for so many years in this birth, okay? And then we have created a lot of situations, knowingly or unknowingly, to put us in the situation, in the current status. Okay? And this equation is actually, equal to the external influence divided by the internal energy. See, the external influence is beyond your control. Okay, it's beyond your control. You cannot change the temperature of the sun, the weather of the earth. You cannot change anything. If somebody is behaving in another different way, not favorable to you, you cannot change it. Okay, sometimes you fall sick, you cannot also do anything immediately. You can take medicine, but you cannot do anything immediately to just say that, okay, go, close, off. You cannot do that. Okay, so now a lot of external influence is coming to your body, through relations, through matter, through nature, because all these are energy. Okay, and we are transmitting the energy, and the energy, other people are also transmitting their energy. And when they are sad, they are transmitting very sad energy to us. When they are happy, they are transmitting happy energy to us. So these are external things we cannot control. But the only thing that is within my control is my internal energy. Okay? So as you can see in the equation here, if your internal energy increases, your pressure in your life challenges will reduce. See or not? The amount of pressure you can take. Okay? See, the amount of pressure you can take in your life depends on how much internal energy you have. So if my energy is very low, everything will look like a problem. A small mustard seed will look like a mountain. But if your internal energy is very high, then a mountain will look like a mustard seed. That is why certain people can tolerate certain events, but certain people cannot tolerate certain events. Just take the word to tolerate, What is tolerance, You see, situation that is beyond our control, like just now the equation, the external influence, we cannot control, we cannot change. It's beyond my control. So I need to tolerate. So what is tolerance? Tolerance is actually my ability to really, really accept it and understand it. Now, but why I cannot do that? Have you wondered why you cannot tolerate certain things? Okay, we are a living being in this body. Okay, whenever we think, we are transmitting vibrations or energy, right? So now other people are also transmitting vibration energy. Now, when everybody is transmitting, the vibration changes the atmosphere. Okay, now the atmosphere changes. Now, once the atmosphere changes, when I go, if I'm not a person who is transmitting a lot of positive energy, I'm a person who's absorbing energy, because we are used to do that. We are not giving most of the time, we are always taking. That is why we become victim of situations and circumstances, because we are always taking vibrations. You go to the hospital, people's sorrow, pain and suffering, the vibration is always there. So when you go to hospital, you feel very sad, very sorrow, very weak, because you are absorbing that vibration. Now what will happen once you absorb? Your internal energy goes down. So your own personal problem, personal situation, circumstances will look very big and you cannot handle it. See? And then people say, oh, if I go to the forest, if I go to the ocean, the vibration is very nice. Why? Because the ocean is part of the elements of nature. Now, elements of nature, they are absorbing vibrations. Like you put a flower in your house and then you curse every day, the flower will die. But then if you put a flower, you give so much love for the flower will bloom. So why? Because the elements of nature are actually absorbing vibrations. So but when you go to the forest, the whole forest, not many people there, right? So not many people thinking about waste thoughts, not many people thinking about negative thoughts. So what will happen to the nature there? The nature is always in a very positive vibration. Animals also don't have these waste thoughts and negative thoughts, no? They don't have anger, ego, greed like such a way that we have, no? So it's very peaceful. Ocean is very peaceful, you know. So because of that, when we go, we absorb and we become very peaceful. And you say, wow, it's very nice. But when you come back, what will happen? Back to square one. You come back to this world where everybody is having fear nowadays. Everybody has a lot of uncertainty, a lot of questions in their mind. Life is so uncertain now. Fear of getting disease, fear of what's going to happen to the future, fear how am I going to handle my life, because everything is changing very new. Okay, so a lot of things happening. So this fear, and many people have left the body, and people have fear about that also. Now this fear, pain, all these things, the vibration is there. So it's definitely will affect us if I am absorbing. Okay, so when a person is increasing his internal energy, now he will not be absorbing. He will be creating the thought. That is why giving good wishes and pure feelings to everybody is one of the key important factor to enable us to tolerate. I have to tolerate a person. Why? Because it is beyond my control. But if I have a lot of energy, I don't need to say I'm tolerating. It will be a natural event. Okay? So now why I'm sharing all these things? Because we need to understand that this energy, that I am this particular living being in the center of my forehead, using this physical body to experience and to express myself, this spiritual energy is actually doing everything and experiencing everything and is transmitting. Now I need to charge it. See, how I charge my body? Very simple. I eat good food and I sleep. Then I charge. See, that is why a person who is tired, they need to rest and then they feel charged. But are we giving rest to our mind? Are we giving rest to our mind? So now I want to share with you, how do we charge a handphone? Okay, it's very simple, but maybe it's a reminder, all of us. Huh? So now we all charge handphones, right? Phone recharging. So for that, you need four things. You need a handphone, right? You need a handphone. And then you also need a cable. Imagine you don't have a correct cable. No? You have a iPhone, but you are having a Samsung cable. You cannot charge. You need the right cable. Third one is, you need a right charger. No? You need a right charger. Okay? So sometimes you use a wrong charger, you can damage your phone. Okay? And the most important thing is that you need a power supply. Why? Imagine you put your charger in the socket and then the current finishes. Huh? You cannot charge your phone. Like a power bank, Power bank, once you put in the power bank, the energy is drained and the power bank is depleted and finish. See, power bank also need to be charged. See? Some people ask, how can I charge a phone? There are two ways. Either you charge in the power supply or you charge using power bank. No? Later I'll come to it. I'll explain to it in a real practical way. Okay? Now, what is happening? Right? What is a handphone? See, handphone is actually our real self. We are the handphone. Okay? We are the energy. No? So I need to know myself. If I really don't know myself, because most of us know ourselves physically, we really don't know ourselves internally. Okay? Not many of us know who we really are. We are a living being. So what is a real living being? What is it all about? So I really need to know. And then this cable, cable is our thoughts and our feelings. See? I must understand my thoughts and my feelings. See? Without having a proper understanding what type of thoughts that I will create in my life, what is the impact of these thoughts in my life, will it going to give me a positive things or negative things? No? So then I cannot really charge myself also. The third one is that the charger. No? What is a charger? I need a proper method. If I don't have a proper method, if I don't use a proper method, I cannot charge. Okay? Then the power supply. I need to recognize the supreme energy. Plants, they charge themselves through the sun. No? Correct or not? If there's a sun, the plant can create photosynthesis, it can create food for itself, it can energize itself. We also can create vitamin D, through the sun. Same thing. This spiritual being need to be connected to the supreme being to be charged. If the phone is connected to the socket to be charged, I need to be connected to the supreme energy to be charged. Okay? So these are the things actually is what we will learn and practice in meditation. Basically, meditation is about charging the self. Okay? Now to charge the self, I need to know about myself. I need to understand about my thoughts, my emotion, my feelings, everything I need to understand because I'm in a journey. Because I'm thinking and I'm feeling for most of our time. Most of the time I'm thinking and feeling. Right? We are always thinking. Do you know that you cannot stop thinking? Some people say, no, when I meditate, I just sit quiet and just relax and I don't think about anything. So when you sit and don't think about anything, you are still thinking of not thinking. Okay, they have done some scientific research. They say that a person generates up to 60 to 90,000 thoughts per day. No? And your brain wave is still going like that. That means thoughts of pattern is happening. Even if you can minimize the thoughts, but you cannot stop thinking. You will always think about something. But in meditation, what we are doing is that we are trying to think about our original qualities. We're trying to think about the source of the energy so that I can connect with the source and I can empower myself. Okay? So first is I know myself, then I understand my thinking. What are my thinking and my feelings, right? The third one is that I need to use proper method. I need to use proper method. Once I use the proper method, then I can know that whatever I'm doing is right. So some people say, oh, I just sit quiet, I just try to meditate, but then I cannot meditate. Why? The method must be right. Okay? Then I must recognize the supreme energy. Until and unless I recognize the supreme energy, I cannot be connected with the supreme energy. See, when you say connect, it is a point and another point gets connect. Okay? So this is how actually we charge ourselves. And we must understand that we are a spiritual being in this body. And then I connect myself with the supreme energy. And then I get charged. Okay? And we need to learn this properly. All these four aspects, I need to learn it properly. Okay? Then once you've learned it properly, you can charge yourself anytime. Because when you are charging, your battery will increase. When the battery is increasing, what happened to you? This equation plays a very vital role. Your internal energy will increase when your battery is being charged. So the higher the energy you have, the more you are connected to for recharging, your internal energy will increase. Then immediately, whatever challenges that you're facing in your life will look very small and insignificant, and you don't have a lot of pressure that you need to handle in your life. No? And you don't feel drained. Your life pressures, life challenges and pressures, if it's very high, it drains a lot of energy because you tend to think a lot. But once your pressure in life or challenges reduces, you will start to think very little. Every thought you create, if it's lesser thoughts, you will be lesser drained. And if you are charging more frequent, you'll always be fully charged. Okay? So like, when I'm charging with another person, what will happen? Sometimes you go and meet your friends, Sometimes you go and meet your friend who's very positive in life, who's very charged. What do you feel? You feel nice. Why? Now he's a power bank. So you're connected to the power bank. So you are taking charge from him temporarily. Okay? But the power bank will charge slower than your power source, no? But of course you feel nice. After that you feel drained again. But then that power bank also need to go and charge, Because we are always charging, taking vibrations from here, taking energy from here and there. So that is why it's very important for us to take energy from the source directly and we always be recharged. Okay? So I think I've given you an explanation about the self and also about recharging. Okay? So thank you very much.
Wow, brother, that was really a very, very inspirational thought. I learned a lot today. I learned the new meaning of PDF. Never knew that was, you know, it's so applicable. It was so real. And pressure equals to external forces, external energy, and our internal energy. So basically, when you increase your internal energy, you I mean, it's so beautifully said that you can't change the external factors, but internal, you can, and that is in your control, and that makes so much of sense, brother. So I think we have to put on the right child charger and self-charge today, and all of us should take this. But before that, I have a few questions for you. Let's see how much you can help. Now I have a few questions here. Now sometimes my first question is, sometimes we get so caught up in life with so many things, and we get discharged. And sometimes we think, okay, we watch a movie or go for a holiday. But it so happens that sometimes when you come back from the holiday, you're more tired than before, and you feel even more drained. And when you come back to the same thing. And how do you overcome this?
It's a very good question. We need to understand few things. Going vacation is a very stressful event, especially for the organizers. If you're a mother, father, you're planning and organizing things, that is a very stressful event. That itself will drain all your energy. By the time you go there, you have to manage the whole event of the tour or the vacation, no? But for the small kids, they are enjoying. So that is why when we come back, we feel drained. Huh? And also, like, okay, you are watching movie. Okay, this is like another thing. Huh? You see, our mind is thinking. Okay, it will never stop thinking. If I'm watching a movie, it's going on autopilot. So the movie is making me to think. If somebody is sad, I will think about sad things. Emotion will come out. Sometimes I cry. If people make angry, I'll get angry. That's why people like action movies. No, your adrenaline will come out. You will be very excited. Horror movie make you very scared. No, so it's like autopilot. Imagine somebody is making you always sad, or making you always angry, making you always upset. How you feel? If you are living with somebody who is always angry with you or make you angry, are you happy? No. Same thing. If I watch a movie, if that movie is making me sad, making me unhappy, making me angry, upset, then actually I am draining myself. But when I am watching, I don't realize that. After I finish watching, then only I feel that. This is something that we really need to understand. Okay? Like when you're angry, you don't know that you're wasting a lot of energy. After you finish getting angry, when everything is over, then you will feel the tiredness inside you. So that is why we feel drained when we go for vacation or we watch movie. Because all the movies, very simple concept. They always want to take out all the anger, your ego, your greed, your possessiveness, all the negative things they try to invoke. Not many movies will always make you feel so happy from the beginning to the end. If not, no thrill, no? See? So what should we do? We should allocate time for charging. You charge your phone at night, right? Every night before you go to bed, we always put on the charger and then we go to bed. So that the phone is charging one corner, we are charging our body one corner. So, but when you charge the self, so the best time to charge the self is early in the morning. Spend time, sit down and charge yourself. And interval, at certain intervals in your day, you sit and charge. Because the more frequent you're charging, your charge will always be kept high. When the charges is always high, you can handle the situation better. Don't go until it drain. No? That's why morning we are very enthusiastic. We can solve a lot of problem in the morning. But you see, late in the evening, we feel very drained. Same problem that came in the morning, if it comes in the evening, it is a different story. Correct? So that is why. But if I keep on charging, then I can actually maintain my level, my balance, then I can handle the situation or the pressure better. Okay?
Okay, brother. I have another question. Now, this person says that she's very optimistic. She tries not to worry too much and she keeps herself very busy in her work, trying to focus on family, on work. But the problem is when night comes, I mean, the thoughts, she can't control her thoughts. She can't, the thoughts keep coming and she keeps tossing and turning. And, the night time, we are supposed to charge ourselves, but sometimes at night, your body is tired, but your mind doesn't want to sleep. And when it comes to morning, you're supposed to be, fully charged. But here she is feeling all the more tired, all the more drained. And the thoughts keep coming and self worry for no reason. Sometimes she herself cannot understand why is she worrying. So what can she do?
Okay, this is not only her problem. I think most of the people in the world have this problem. Sometimes during the day also we cannot sleep because we are always thinking about something, unsolved issues or the event that happened during the day. Okay. You see, what is happening is that the mind is creating thoughts. And when it's keep on creating thoughts, it is not organized. But when you sit quiet, when you are relaxed, it starts to organize itself. When it starts to organize itself, it starts to come. So when the moment I go to bed, the mind is actually trying to organize itself. So when it's organized itself, definitely a thought will come. Now when it comes with feelings, emotions, and it disturbs you. Okay, now this will happen. It's a natural process. But what will happen for those who are practicing meditation? Because your energy level is very low. See, I shared with you just now, we have this living being has three components. One is the mind, one is the intellect, one is the results. The mind's function is to create thoughts. The intellect's function is to filter what thoughts is needed, what thoughts is not needed. Okay? This is where the willpower is. So when my battery of the soul or the self is increasing, the intellect's power is increasing. The third one is where all the information is being stored. Now, this mind you cannot stop. You can slow down the way it thinks. So, meditation is a process of first slowing down your thought speed, the speed of your thoughts. Okay. The second one is that when you start to create positive thoughts like peacefulness, loving, happy, power, okay, all these thoughts. Now, these thoughts actually are slow thoughts. Thoughts that is like anger, ego, greed, all are fast thoughts. So during the day, if I'm emotionally disturbed, I'm emotionally affected. A lot of things that I'm thinking. Okay, I may not be worrying, but I may be thinking to solve a lot of things. Okay, so these thoughts are not organized. When I'm sleeping, this intellect, because it's very weak, it cannot slow down these thoughts that the mind is creating. So when the self is very discharged, your mind is actually will create thoughts beyond your control. No, you cannot control. So that is what's happening. So when I practice meditation, when I charge myself, this intellect actually will be having a lot of energy. It can actually slow down the thoughts. And the practice of creating positive thoughts, peaceful thoughts, happy thoughts, loving thoughts throughout the day. And also when I connect to the source, what actually happened? The secret is when I'm connected to the source, all my original qualities of peace, love, happiness, power, willpower, purity, all these things will emerge. Okay? Now, when these feelings and thoughts emerge, now this is what I'll be thinking, or I'll be operating throughout the day using this platform. Imagine I am loving, I experience a lot of love because I'm connected to the source, and whatever I do with love. Now, because the foundation is love, my thoughts will be very slow. When my thoughts are very slow, it don't need a lot of time to get itself organized. The thoughts will be focused, very purposeful, very powerful. So when this happens, automatically at night, when I go to sleep, not much of thoughts will come. So that is why recharging helps you to reduce the number of thoughts by taking out the original qualities of the self. Okay?
Okay, brother, we have one more question from the audience. If you can take one more question.
Okay.
As what you say, we cannot remove the external factors. We can't do things. External factors affect us. So what should we do? Just ignore them?
No.
Then
You
what can
cannot
we do?
you cannot ignore external factors. Example, you are having a problem. You have, example, a relationship problem. Somebody is not happy with you. You cannot ignore that person. What will happen? Imagine if that person is your family member, no? Maybe your child is very naughty and you just say that I ignore my child. I don't care about my child. What will happen? No, cannot. You see, what we tend to do is that because we are very weak, we see it as a big problem and it's beyond our capacity. If you look at the equation just now, the pressure will be more. So you will feel very burdened, very heavy. So you don't feel like you are able to handle the situation. Okay? Because what happened is that we are trained from childhood to use negative qualities to handle situations most of the time. Okay? Very rare we use values or qualities like love, peace, happiness in a very practical way to solve problem. Immediately we get angry, immediately we get upset, we get it that disturbed, even though people are invoking your feelings, you know. Because if they are angry, your anger also invoked. So I cannot run away from it. What I can do is that, like what I mentioned, we need to increase our internal strength. We cannot run away from any external influences. I cannot ignore, because if I ignore, it's going to hunt me again and again. So I consciously need to increase my internal strength. Now, when I increase my internal strength, my original qualities will help me to overcome. You see, very simple example. If a person is very naughty, you tell them in anger, they may change superficially. But if you tell them with a lot of love, if you are very loving, if you tell them with a lot of love, then that person will change. But then you will say, Ayo, I use all my love already, but never change. You know why? Because your love has no power. Your anger has power. Your love has no power. So we need to make our love powerful. We need to make our peace powerful. We must to make our happiness powerful. Increase the charge. So when my love is so powerful, I can use love to solve everything. I can use peace to solve everything because it has more power than anger. Because it will melt the other person's heart. It will directly go because I'm a living being, that is another living being, and this living being resonate on the original qualities, original frequency. Nobody resonate with the opposite frequency. So if I give love to anybody, definitely it will be reaching them. So same thing, we use our original qualities to overcome the challenges. Okay?
Yes, brother, thank you so much. It was such a beautiful sharing. And we would like you to be around to give what we call power to our audience for Drishti. But before that, we will be putting up the QR code on your screen right now. You can scan this QR code and register. We have also put the URL code of this in our live chat box below. So if you have your handphone, you can scan this code and register for our free online easy meditation course. Now it's very easy, very simple. Just put in your name, your contact number, and one of us will definitely get back to you. Now we'll have a short commentary. So sit comfortably, relax, and as a token of blessing, we try to connect to the speaker because we believe the speaker is fully charged, and sometimes we need to recharge ourselves. So absorb the positive energy from him. Look into his eyes. We call it taking drishti, just to get as much of charging power that you need. And remember to do this every day in our meditation, and especially in the early morning hours.
sun shines brightly, rays of light, burning waste. Imagine what the world would be if the sun did not rise. To have peace means to be like the rising sun. When the sun of knowledge and understanding rises in your life, there is so much light. There is enthusiasm to awaken and inspire others. People in a state of peacelessness and sorrow want peace. Darkness, night all around, as if without sight. Afraid. Physical eyes, but no inner eye to see. Until God comes, awakens us, creates the day, creates the light, gives us sight. When there is light, when the eyes are opened with knowledge of the soul, knowledge of the Father, there is no fear of the world. A sense of security and protection. No feeling of what is going to happen, how it will happen. Peace is not enough, we also need power. Power enables courage. Power or energy. The body and the soul have a connection with energy. The soul contains a lot of energy, but habits hold us strong, compelling us under the influence of our own nature. To transform, we need power. Energy comes later. Energy will come from up above. Spiritual energy. Energy from God. We accumulate power. This power will be useful for others. We perform actions, but are beyond the influence of those actions. Full of virtues and qualities. With knowledge and understanding from God, we're free from the influence of our defects, weaknesses and habits. No attraction, no internal upheaval or panic. No need to ask, what shall I do? For God has given me the light of understanding. And in that light, I can see what needs to be done. We have values, powers. Why not use them? The soul is so tiny. When there is light in the self, I use that light in actions, in relationships. I make use of that light. This is energy working from the inside. With power, I finish my weaknesses. My values remove my defects. Then comes spiritual energy, and I share it with others. Peace is my religion. There may be earthquakes or floods, but I'm not afraid, because my religion is peace. Accumulate such power with every breath. Become peaceful within a second and spread peace. People will ask, where did your energy come from? Stay in a powerful awareness and take energy from up above.
Thank you, Brother Murli, and hope all of you had a wonderful time getting fully recharged, vibrant, and looking forward to your participation in our future talks. Om Shanti.
Show me the chat.